Welcome back, my Duelist friends. Casual Duelist here. It's Tuesday. I'd say happy Tuesday, but it's kind of a grumpy Tuesday. Today's Yu-Gi-Rant day. What are we ranting about? I'm ranting about you, the viewer. Why am I ranting about you, the viewer? It's not even all of you. It's not. It's not even close to even being a majority. It's not close to half. It's not even a third. But there's a small group of you that I swear are out there to troll me. You guys are out there to prove that the meme that Yu-Gi-Oh players don't read their cards is true. And you're starting a new meme where it's like people who watch YouTube videos and decide to make comments don't even watch the video. Because what I get is, why is he playing those fusion monsters? He can't play those. And yet every time that video, that comment is, this is in the side deck. This is in the side deck, or this is in the main deck. Guys, do you know what this is? This is a card that's been out in the game since 2018. That's 6 years. 6 years we've had this card, Waking the Dragon. These are the speed duel ones. These are whatever it was, Battle of the Kingdom, Trials of the Kingdom, something like that. These were released in 2019. Okay, so in speed duel, we've had this card for, count it up, 5 years. Okay, go ahead. You don't believe me? Google it. It's what I did before this video. I did some research because there was no way I was going to get angry if this card was released in a recent set. But if it was released in a recent set, maybe, and this is a big maybe as a player, you didn't have the resources to go buy the packs, or you just didn't value the packs back in the day when that was the way Speed Duel was released. It was booster sets and starter decks. And now what they do is they give you an entire box set, much like this structure deck set. You get a nice sized box, and it's going to be factory sealed, and you get one of everything in the set. And there's no, oh well, I just didn't pull Vampire Lord because he was an ultra rare. They're like, no, it came with Kamula or whatever the vampire chick's name was, and you got the card. But you guys can't read this. It's like 2 sentences. If the set card in its owner's control has left the field because of an opponent's effect and is either A, in the graveyard, or B, banished, you can special summon one monster from your deck, and then this is the most important part, just get right up in there, or extra deck, okay? Do you know what the extra deck is? That's where fusions live, okay? So this is something that's crazy to me. You guys ask, why is he trying to play the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon? He can't summon the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. I can. You destroy Waking the Dragon, I get Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. It's not even that hard to do, okay? Look, I could have pulled out all the cards. I pulled out one card because I was still ranting about this the other day. Was MST. Mystical Space Typhoon. Another very simple to read card. Target a spell trap on the field. Destroy said target. My opponent can have 3 of these right now. If they activate this on my copy of Waking, I get Blue Eyes Ultimate. That's just how it works, okay? It's very simple. And again, who's not going to be playing this at 3? The set that you got it out of wasn't even a full set. It was a midterm box, so it's like $15, $16, as opposed to the normal 30 to 32-ish that they are now. But follow me on this, okay? This is meta. First off, do you guys know what meta means? Meta does not just mean like the classical definition of like when a work references another piece of work. So like if they made a Fortnite reference in Call of Duty or something like that, I don't know. That would be like a meta writing or whatever. Meta is an acronym, okay? You guys know acronyms. You see them all the time. One of the biggest ones in the U.S. that you know is like, FBI, IRS. We know what these stand for. They've even made ones that didn't used to exist back in the day. Nobody called it POTUS. It was just President of the United States, whatever. Everybody knows acronyms. Meta is an acronym. It stands for Most Effective Tactic Available. That's the meta. That's why you play those decks. You play those decks because they're the most effective in a time period, so you are playing MST because it is the most effective card in this time period. So, if my opponent has 3 MSTs, I'm stupid if I don't play Waking the Dragon. I need an effect that resolves when my opponent destroys my stuff. So, We're going to go through this, okay? There are 29 cards currently that you can play. I don't think we're ever going to argue any of these ones because these guys all just have their recipe. That's all they do. They all have their recipe. Now, the argument is, do you play Master of Oz or do you play Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon? Okay, this comes down to budget. This is going to cost money, or you had to buy the packs back when packs were a thing. That's just how this is. Until Konami gives you a reprint, that's how that is. This one, 300 points weaker, 42 instead of 45, has 3,700 defense instead of 38. Okay, there's a 400 point difference between the stats of these two cards. This one was given to you in a box. We all have Master of Oz. If you've been buying every midterm and main box, you have copies of Master of Oz. You may not have Blue Eyes Ultimate, but you have this guy. And that's really all you need out of this list, is with these two. Now, I say this, and I know one of my longtime fans, Garrett, I never knew his last name. It doesn't matter. We both love Flame Swordsman because we love how fun it is to play that. We love him because he's just an iconic looking character. He's great. He's fun. And it's enjoyable to build a deck around that. And I've built a deck around that guy, Skull Knight. When I did Flame Swordsman, I think I had a Guiltia just because like the 50-point difference in attack. And for the most part, we all agree like this is number one. So let's just clean those up, okay? That was what, like 13? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 of the 29 options available to you in Speed Duel. The next ones are the tricky, techie ones, but like there should still be no question about whether or not we could play them. And again, it's like these two are like your best, but like none of these have a thing that say like this can only be fusion summoned or this can only be used using the materials of. And so you get a smaller list of like 9 cards. And again, we get these guys. And I've built decks for most of these guys. Like I do want to build one for Stealth Union because he's cool. And that's like a whole nother video. So I don't want to get too far into that. Like I built Alligator Sword, I think. I've definitely played it. We did stuff with Dynatank. I've done the Phantom Beasts before. We've done Ojamas, at which point you play both. But honestly speaking, that means Knight's better. But since we're using the trap card, since we're using Waking the Dragon, and maybe I need to leave that on the table. This way it just gets the maximum amount of screen time. All of these are options. Every last single one of them. And then again, it just comes down to like, I favor these two. Okay, because if I'm going to play one of these two Ojamas, I'm going to go with the one that can do up to 3 instead of up to 2. Plus, he's got a much better defense. That's what it comes down to. And T.I.'s, he's obviously great. He's been doing this for a long time. Blah, blah, blah. Play the cards you like. Okay? It's just good stuff. And then there's a series of fusion monsters. And this is maybe where some of you get confused. It's like, I don't know how you play him, but the most recent comment was about Ojama King. I don't know how he's playing Ojama King without having the materials. And I just commented. I said, read Waking the Dragon. Because I get drained. I answer this question 3 times a week, minimum. And it's always the same thing. It's, tell me you didn't watch the video without saying, I didn't watch your video, but I have an opinion. Sorry. So the next cards all share one sentence. Every last one of these guys has the same starting sentence. And the sentence is, a fusion summon of this card can only be done with the above materials. Good. So, clear. Okay, what does that mean? It means if I'm going to fusion summon it, not special summon it, fusion summon it, it has to be the correct materials. Everybody up there can use substitution effects all day, every day. For Saga the Destroyer, I think it's Palaminization, Goddess of the Third Eye, anything that allows you to substitute a card out of the recipe. Those guys can use it. Down here, not so much. They need the correct names if you're going to do that right. But they do not require to be fusion summoned. That's a whole different thing. And actually, you know what? Let me go grab one. 1 second. All right, real quick. I just grabbed 2. So heroes fall under this category. So do like the X, Y, and Z contact-ish fusions, whatever. I just need you to read the first sentence. Must first be special summoned from the extra deck by. Okay, do you understand that? Must first be fusion summoned. Okay, these guys cannot be played with Waking the Dragon. Any effect that starts with that, then it's a no-go. Then I can't do that. I cannot add these cards into the side or into the extra, side this card in, and expect to play them. They're no-goes. Everybody else down here, totally go. Okay, 100% of the time go. And it's good because, like, okay, fine, whatever. I don't have to fusion summon it, but if I did, it can't be like Plasma plus Versago. It's got to be Plasma plus Dogma. Okay, and again, we get like a spot destroy with this guy, and we could do damage to our opponent's hit points. Again, you only start with 4K. This becomes like a crazy cool card. Cyan Dragon, again, fusion summon can only be done with the above materials, but it's got piercing and it's at 4,000, so it's worth playing in your extra deck. And Cyberblader, my other go-to. Been a while since we went over this one, so let's go over it once. Fusion summon, again, can only be done with the above materials, not a special summon. This card gains the following effect based on the number of monsters your opponent controls. If it's 1, this girl can't be destroyed by battle. If it's 2, its attack is doubled. If it's 3, the opponent's activated card effects are negated. Okay, Cyberblader is a champion when it comes to this game. And then you got other things. You got Drillroid. Okay, I don't know why you would be fusion or summoning this guy tech-like, because all he is piercing damage with 1,000 less points. Again, obviously, Cyber End is the meta here. It's the more effective tactic available. So again, this guy falls to the wayside. UFO Roid Fighter. Now, while you can absolutely play him with Waking the Dragons, I absolutely, just like Dynatank, don't do it, guys. Because the attack and defense are based on the materials used, and you didn't use materials, so you have a giant 10-star nothing by nothing monster card. Congratulations, you played yourself. So again, not an effective tactic. Ryu Senshi, actually effective. Fusion summon of this can only be done with the above cards. When a normal trap is activated as a quick effect, you may pay 1,000 to negate. This card must be face up on the field to activate and resolve. Then negate the effects of any spell that targets this and destroy it. Again, with Book of Moon, Shrink, all of these things out there. This is actually not bad. He should be elevated to this status. Now, I choose not to play him a lot anymore because I just don't enjoy him as much. But he's not bad, and he could help us out with Sakuretsu armor right now. And then last option that's available to us currently in Speed Duel is the Arcana Knight Joker. And again, can only be done with the above materials, but that's a fusion, not a special summon. I need you guys to understand that difference. So for those of you that already do, I'm sorry that I'm yelling at you. This isn't about you, and I'm so sorry. But once per turn, when a spell, trap, or monster effect is activated that targets this face-up card on the field, as a quick effect, you may discard a card of the same typing to negate and destroy the card that's activating on him. So again, good. Now, my top tier is always going to be like Blue Eyes, T-Eyes, Oja King, these 3 here, and these 2 are definitely my tier 2. And I'm almost saying like Senshi could jump up, and like sometimes I'll probably take Cyberblader out because I do use her the least. And it's situational. There's some times where it's really good. And you know what? If you have an extra spot in your side deck, feel free to do that. You can, of course, side deck fusion monsters. The thing is, you're going to have to swap 1 for 1 when you do that, because that's just how side decking works. So, one more time for the one time, people are just, they're scrolling. They're grabbing wherever the track bar is down there, you know, and they're doing this. They're going, okay, so that's what he's using. Let me pause real quick. Okay. They go over to their box, they start putting the cards out, and they're like, I don't understand. Number 1, you could read the card. Or 2, you could watch the video. That's why I make them. I make them because I enjoy them. I make them because a lot of you guys enjoy them. So even though I really mean today's video, I kind of don't. because I still make the content for you guys. But this is frustrating, and I will no longer be answering that question in comments. If somebody asks me, how does you play the fusion monster? I'm just not going to answer you anymore. I may even thumb down the comments. I don't know. I might be feeling sassy that day. I don't know. So for those of you who, took the lesson the first few times, thank you. For those of you that enjoy watching me lose my marbles here, thank you. And to those that are inevitably going to unsubscribe based on this, gotcha, because now we know who done did it. If you unsubscribe, obviously you're the person not watching the video and you don't know how to play your cards. That's fine. But that's why I give you this tactic. It's a meta tactic, and this helps out winning in multiple tournaments. But you got 29 options to play with this, and that was just in the extra deck, and that's just for now. Every set we get more fusions. Eventually we will get 5Ds cards. Once we start getting 5Ds cards, I do need you guys to understand, and we're just going to grab a random synchro that's sitting on the table. If you look at this, if this is synchro summoned, okay, do you know what that means? It means it gets more effects if you play it correctly. However, it doesn't say this can only be synchro summoned. So guess what? This guy's a target too. So that's fine. Waking the Dragon is going to always be a good card. And it's just right now, 3 MSTs make the card worth more to me as a player. Should make it worth more to you as a player. And even though it was in a set where you'd have to buy packs to get it, it's like 15 cents a copy or something. Go online. Do yourself a favor. Get yourself a couple play sets. Test it out. Enjoy it. Just seriously set the card all the time and just profit with all of these cool cards that you can play. All right? All right. Hopefully I didn't ruffle too many feathers because, again, I'm not trying to out huge swaths of my viewership or the Yu-Gi-Oh community as a whole. I really do want you guys to have all of the fun. So moving forward, I will not answer that question. And moving forward, I hope you all have an excellent day. See you next time.